What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Now, in this video, we got a pretty big one. This is issues 2, 3, and 4 of Deadpool. This is the current ongoing series by CODY ZIGLAR. I figure now's a great time to get a little bit caught up on some Deadpool, considering Deadpool and Wolverine just came out. I saw it last night. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you go check it out. It is a lot of fun. There's lots of cameos. Personally, I rate the movie a 7 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. The plot seems a little bit lacking, and I think had it not been for the cameos, the movie probably wouldn't have been that great, but it does have the cameos, and they are so much fun. It's a very entertaining movie, so go check it out, and we're gonna get caught up on what's going on in the comics. We're gonna find out how Deadpool can lose his healing ability. But for Wade Wilson, he's got a lot going on in his life. He's trying to find a way to reconnect with his daughter Ellie. He's also got a symbiote dog daughter by the name of Princess. One that I might mention was born by bursting out of his chest. If you didn't catch that story, we did cover it. Absolutely phenomenal. And so while trying to be a better father, it appears that he has met his match in an individual by the name of Death Grip. And while we don't know who this individual is, we're gonna soon learn that it's gonna be one of the biggest threats to Deadpool. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we pick up in Eastern Europe. We have Deadpool and Princess. They're running and gunning, going against some very, very tough guards. Ex-Special Forces types. Well, they're a little bit tougher and they're hard to make their way through. This doesn't stop Deadpool and Princess. But Deadpool and Princess, they're only really doing this job so that they can afford to pay off the place that they just got, their new headquarters. With the individuals in the bunker being the last stand, Deadpool chucks in a grenade and he blows them all to smithereens. Torching this place down to the ground, we pick up with Ellie. Now, Ellie has really been struggling trying to reconnect with her father. He had dropped off a phone recently, one that she can use to contact him at any time. And so now she wonders how long should she wait? What good is calling him if he never shows up? And when her mother tells her that she should be more proactive in how she handles the things, she takes this upon herself to go do something rather drastic. And so while Ellie heads off to plot, we pick up with Deadpool and Princess. They've moved into their new place, but this place is definitely a fixer-upper. Looking pretty run down, smelling not so great. Deadpool wants to do this because he's been thinking about family. He wants to get his act together, to get over Valentine. He figured getting his head fully into the Merc game was exactly the way to go. He knows that his track record with maintaining things is pretty unremarkable. Businesses, relationships, parenting. He wants to do better. He wants to become better. It all starts here. This is where we have the arrival of Taskmaster, also Doug. Deadpool has hired Taskmaster. He is here to join the team, and Doug is kind of their tech guy. He's already set up an app for them to receive assignments. Taskmaster decided to join because he's been laying low, letting things really cool off in New York. This is where Taskmaster and Doug begin to give them a bunch of information that they need. When he ran into some trouble in Montreal, the details are a little bit cloudy, but there are some bullet points. There's some mystic cult full of magic school dropouts and kung fu psychos obsessed with death. They go by the name of the Touch. They kind of fancy themselves the Iron Fist, Doctor Strange types. But this cult, it is run by Death Grip. Got a body count almost as high as Deadpool and Taskmaster. They need to conquer death. That's what they say, at least. That's all he knows. And so Deadpool, wanting to circle back around this a little bit later on, they want to make a little bit of money. An easy job just to kind of get a win right now. And so while they plan for their next mission, we pick up with Ellie, currently tinkering away, stealing one of Mom's hands, using it to transform this phone, transforming the hand, giving her the ability to locate where Deadpool is. And if she is able to tap into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s teleportation tech, she could just go to him. And when asked why she doesn't just call him up like a regular person, she doesn't want to seem like a damsel in distress. She doesn't want to have to call him and him come rushing. She's gonna be a proactive, pain-in-the-ass daughter. She is gonna make Wade pay attention to her. But while she's doing all of this, we see that Ellie cuts her hand. But as quickly as that cut opens up, Ellie's hand heals. Ellie is officially like her father. She has a very powerful healing ability, but it's even more than that. Ellie can learn very quickly. She was able to make everything she did by watching some YouTube videos. She watched them and something just clicked in her head and she was able to figure it out. She can't even explain how this is happening. So we are seeing that she has the capability to learn extremely quickly and has a very strong healing ability. As we pick up with Deadpool, the job that the two of them took is taking place at Streaming Con. Deadpool and Taskmaster were hired hoping that it would bring people to this guy's booth. Unfortunately, there's not a single person in line. For these guys, this is a cakewalk. And while Princess is taking pictures with a whole bunch of people, this is when they hear the gunshots. A maniac with a huge gun breaking into the whole building. Taskmaster and Deadpool step up. As they begin to charge in, Princess gets ready. Princess can smell him. He is coming right for them. But there's something more. Something else going on. That's when Princess puts up a shield. An array of bullets falling upon them. She does her best to block all of the shots. While Taskmaster and Deadpool, they run for cover. With this heavy gunfire, they're assuming that they got set up. And while they try to get their bearing, the individual that is firing upon them is none other than Crossbones. That is what will take us into issue number 3. We pick up at an unknown location. A bunch of individuals are getting gunned down, and at the center of all of this is Death Grip. Death Grip and the Touch, they are trying to break into this location because they are looking for an artifact. After pushing the heretics back, they have come looking for an item of divinity, an item of such importance that it couldn't be left into the hands of who currently holds it. The person that holds it is none other than Solem. Now, if you don't know who Solem is a mutant from Morocco. When Mars was terraformed and Morocco was put up there, Solem decided that he's gonna stay down here on Earth, that he's gonna do his own things. It helps to be a powerful warlord when you have adamantium skin. But Death Grip has come to him seeking an item that Solem is hiding. Now, Solem never got an opportunity to use this himself. Death Grip's wondering what he plans to use it for, wondering if he's gonna use it on the unkillable mercenary. And he has no intention of stopping Death Grip. Solem just wants all the details once he's done with the job. This is when Death Grip steps forward, and Solem has granted him the Muramasa Blade, the one weapon that has the potential to kill Deadpool. The sword is capable of greatly reducing the efficiency of superhumanly fast healing rates. Wolverine himself has stated that this is the only thing on Earth that could truly kill him. Wolverine has been injured by the sword before, and though his wound was minor, it remained inflamed and didn't fully heal for a period of several days. We have seen Wolverine slice off the Sabretooth clone's head that was created by Romulus. This is the weapon that could be the demise of Deadpool. But as we jump back to our story, we have Crossbones that is unloading hell. Deadpool firing back. Princess doing all she can to lend a helping hand. But when Princess knocks Crossbone back, that's when Crossbone throws the grenades. Taking cover, being able to not be wounded, but definitely messed up. Deadpool takes his opportunity and he charges in, slicing the gun of Crossbones in half. He plunges his sword into him. Over and over, he takes his katanas, and he is just making a bloody mess of him. This is when Crossbones hits an explosive. Everything goes up, and when Crossbones finds himself standing before Deadpool, this is when Ellie teleports in. Using the fist that she created, she punches Crossbone in the face. And for the first time in Wade's life, he is speechless, asking Ellie to go grab his legs. He's trying to figure out what the heck she's doing here, but they got a little more pressing things going on, considering Crossbones is charging full speed at her. Now, needing to have a father-daughter talk, he unloads into Crossbones, and then Crossbones is teleported out of here. With him out of the picture, we pick up with Ellie and Deadpool, the two of them beginning to talk, and we see that Ellie had been cut, but it heals. And this is Deadpool seeing that his daughter has his abilities for the first time. She hasn't really tested out the full extent of how she heals, what she can heal, only that she can heal. With Deadpool passing out from all of this, we pick up with Death Grip, now having the tool to inflict true death. He says some kind of curse, and we see the blade break apart. It breaks into many shards, and as Death Grip rises up, those shards broken into pieces before him, he appears to be levitating them, now having the true instrument of death. Death Grip and the Touch are about to orchestrate their beginning. When we pick up with Deadpool waking up, Taskmaster is making note that Ellie is not only healing fast, but she's a quick learner, almost a little too fast. It probably means that her brain is affected by the hyperreceptors in all of this, a byproduct of the healing ability. And so Deadpool's Ellie Bear is not only smart, but mostly unkillable. Now, while all of this is great, Doug is letting them know that things aren't looking great for them when it comes to the app. The reviews are horrible. Taskmaster, on the other hand, he is more concerned about Crossbones. He thinks that Death Grip is the one who hired him, but the question is why? That maybe this was a test. Taskmaster knows that the Zealot types, they never stop coming, not until they get what they want. If he's crazy enough, he'll shoot up a room full of people. Deadpool thinks it's time for a face-to-face with Mr. Death Grip. As they prepare for the mission, Deadpool tries to let Ellie know that she's at least got to stay here, that she can't be coming along, as he shows her where to sleep for the night. He lays her down, they try to figure out some things, but as he goes out, we have Ellie being woken up several hours later, being woken up by Taskmaster, that if she's gonna be around, she can't be a liability, that she needs to know how to hold her own. And so today is day 1 of Ellie's boot camp by Taskmaster. And this is what takes us to issue number 4. We pick up with Taskmaster and Ellie training. Taskmaster is trying to train her in all the best fighting techniques that he knows. Considering what he knows a lot. He has photographic reflexes, knocking Ellie down to the ground. We see her try to make some moves at him, saying that he learned this one from Daredevil as he flips over her. A landing by Spider-Man, kicking her legs out from the other Spider-Man. And then he straight gut punches her in the stomach, saying that came from Captain America. With Ellie getting knocked down, she gets back up on her feet. As she goes to charge in, we see that Ellie has been learning, understanding, following the patterns. She has been getting the snot beat out of her for the last 2 hours. And so when she charges in, she flips over him. She kicks him in the back of the head, and she is able to put Taskmaster down on his butt. But if Ellie thought that this was all they were doing today, she's about to be sorely mistaken, because now is PT. Time to lift some weights. And he is training her hard. Because of her healing ability, she doesn't need rest time. The only way for her to actually build muscle is to strain her muscles more than anybody else. The only benefit to this, she's going to build muscle faster than normal people. And after doing this for a while, it's already starting to feel lighter. The healing factor is already kicking in. Her muscles are already growing stronger, repairing faster. What takes some people months, it could take her a matter of minutes or days. Now, she'll never be She-Hulk, She'll never have super strength, but she is gonna be jacked like nobody's business. With Deadpool and Taskmaster sitting down going over everything that is going on with Ellie, over her training, her vitals, everything else in between. Taskmaster lets him know that she's on her way to becoming a real powerhouse. Her healing factor isn't as wild as his, but it's pretty dang close. Broken bones, cuts, concussions, they don't seem to faze her. And then her brain, her healing factor letting her kind of form mental connections at a hyper-accelerated rate. It's not photographic reflexes, just extremely fast at learning. Now Wade is a little concerned that the other shoe is gonna drop, that getting all of these benefits comes with some kind of negatives, inheriting some kind of cancer or something of that nature. But as it stands, she has a clean bill of health. Taskmaster's betting that she can't even get sick. Powers aside, she's a normal, healthy 14-year-old girl. As we pick up with Doug and Deadpool, they have received a message from Death Grip. Death Grip is saying that he has spent much time thinking about the last time that they ran into one another, thanking him for the lesson that him and his students received. But now it is time for the final lesson, sending him the coordinates, letting him know where he'll be. Deadpool knows that if Death Grip knows how to get a hold of him, he probably knows where he lives. And so the best bet is to bring the fight to Death Grip. He hits up Taskmaster and the two of them head off. They don't waste any time, they kick down the doors. And as the cultists stand before them, Taskmaster and Deadpool don't waste any time laying down some hate. They start taking down the cultists one by one. Absolutely nothing standing in their way. Straight up shooting fish in a barrel. And once they have taken all of these guys down, this is where they head off to find Death Grip, with Taskmaster staying behind, ensuring that nobody else shows up. When Deadpool arrives at Death Grip, we see that he is floating, meditating, bullets bouncing right off of him. And so with guns not working, Deadpool charges in to use swords. This is when Death Grip says that he is going to do Deadpool a favor, removing the affliction that is his healing ability. Touching Deadpool on the chest, it sends a shock through him like nothing he has ever felt before. That is the first step to Death Grip's enlightenment. With Death Grip attacking him, he slices his chest. Deadpool begins to gush blood, and he lets him know that his healing factor, it's not gonna help him, as Deadpool begins to realize he's not healing. A weapon used by Death Grip, one of the many gifts granted to him when he took in the power of the Muramasa blade into himself. And so with Deadpool bleeding out before him, Death Grip growing in size, becoming more powerful, Wade Wilson is feeling something that he hasn't felt in a very long time. He is feeling fear. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. These 3 issues were a blast. I had so much fun reading this, and having Solemn come in, Crossbones, the Muramasa blade, absolutely fantastic. Now, me personally, and I'm probably most definitely in the minority, honestly, I prefer CODY ZIGLAR's comic book Deadpool to what we get on screen. In fact, I prefer this story over Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie was good, it was fun, but I don't know, there's something about comic Deadpool, it just hits so differently. It feels more organic, more natural, I guess. And in comic books, you have so much more room to play around with. There's so much more lore, so much more other characters that he's interacted with. He's so limited in the movies. Whereas here, like, we get a story where he runs into freaking Solemn and gets a Muramasa blade. Like, you can't do that in the MCU. Not right now. Not anytime soon. I don't know, I guess it's the years of history that have built up Deadpool in the comics that makes his story so fun and so good. There's so much character development. There's so much time that has gone by. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Death Grip taking the Muramasa blade power into himself, and now he has the capability to hurt anybody, to kill the unkillable mercenary, to kill even the likes of freaking Wolverine. How is Deadpool ever gonna get out of this? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with the Deadpool comics. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50 from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.